Time for this week's edition of Family Matters.
Yeah, I caught up with communications and relationship specialist Pamela Pressler and Melissa Solkowski.
So last week we talked about building relationships, or a few weeks ago we talked about building relationships at like the parents level and just relationships in general. But this week we're kind of discussing building healthy children. Melissa, can you just dive deep into this one?
Sure. We, as Brissa said, we spend some time just helping individuals grow. We've spent some time connecting how that shows up in your relationship. And we really want to start to turn the corner and focus on children and family systems. And so there's a really distinct thing that we've discovered in doing the work we have with families. And it's probably another favorite thing that we like to talk about outside of problem solving and helping develop that skill. And it's really the distinction between love and value with our children. And so Pam's going to talk us through a little bit more around the difference between loving our children and instilling value in them. And then we'll give you some ideas on how to do that.
Yeah, so most people come into our office, and when we're talking with them, they can tell us that they feel loved by their families, but not all people can say they feel a sense of value in their families. And so in recognizing this, Melissa and I have kind of developed a way of helping support people in building value within their family system so that their children feel confident and safe and good about themselves. So in this concept of love versus value, what we see is that children internalize the sense of value in themselves when their parents join in things like their activities or get down on the floor and play with them and things that they enjoy doing, by listening to their thoughts and their interests rather than kind of focusing on themselves. And what we see is often when children don't feel that sense of value, that becomes obvious in their behaviors and in their emotional state. And sometimes we refer to those things as kind of like the symptoms of what we see in children. And so if we focus on value as kind of our compass for raising healthy families, we see healthier children in those family systems and less problems and less people coming in our office for help.
So what could this have like a long-term effect on the children in the long term if they don't feel value at a young age?
Yeah, I think that's where we see it show up in just what we would call like acting out behaviors. They're more at risk for seeking that value to feel good about themselves and are more at risk for trying to fill those voids in ways that might show up, through promiscuous behaviors or drugs and alcohol, things of that sort. So we really want to encourage parents, from a young age, get down on the floor and play cars with your child, or, I'll use myself as an example, sit and play Mario Kart. But just really joining their world and being able to listen. A lot of times we want to give answers when our kids come to us, and it's really an opportunity to build value just by listening. I think if there's one thing we've heard from teenagers, it's, I just want my parents to listen. But as parents, we have this natural inclination to want to fix and make better, and we really just need to step back and be present in their world.
And we did want to let you know that Pam and Melissa will be holding professional virtual training sessions today and tomorrow, June 6th and 7th. If you'd like more information on what to expect or how to sign up, just call that number right there on your screen, 814-455-1301.